everybody to another class here. My name is Tamara. I'm a Pilates instructor with Club Pilates in Front Range Village, Fort Collins, Colorado. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I don't know about you guys, but I've had kind of a tough week. So I was thinking about my plan for tonight's class, and I decided to go ahead and go with a stretchy class just to kind of relax ourselves, to lengthen our bodies, to help out with posture, also to kind of work those kind of hard to reach kind of spots. So stay tuned for a nice class where we're going to go ahead and relax, stretch. So we're going to go ahead and start off with just being back on our mat. Today's class, you don't need any props, just a comfortable place to work out. Maybe a soft blanket underneath you or a mat. You don't need any weights. We will be doing some ab work. If you have kind of a tight back or maybe some lower back issues, you might want to maybe grab a soft pillow or maybe a stuffed animal or something like that to put underneath your lower back. But otherwise, all you need is your comfortable clothes, maybe a water nearby, and that's about it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and first start off with just kind of stretching and just kind of relaxing our body. So go ahead and place your arms down nice and long. Plant your feet hips distance apart. Feet are parallel in with those heels. We're going to go ahead and just roll our neck. So go ahead and just roll from the left to the right. Down forward. Kind of just start stretching things out, warming up that body. And reverse. Go ahead and go the other direction. Round it around. Go ahead and place your right hand down, palms facing the ground like you're pushing down something, and go ahead and drop your head to the left. If you want to, go ahead and grab your left hand, go ahead and slightly put your hand on top of your head, put a little bit of pressure down. Feel that length come from the palm of your hand in through that neck. Go ahead and place your head back up. Next side, go ahead and place your left hand down. Go ahead and drop your head over to the right. Pressing down into that hand. Go ahead and grab a hold of that head. Do a slight little bit of pressing down. Stretching that side. Really pressing down into that palm of your hand. All right, let's go ahead and come all the way back up. Let's go ahead and do a couple of shoulder rolls. Bringing it back. Rolling it back. Chest is open. Think very tall in that spine. Reaching tall within that crown of your head. And rolling it back. Bring those shoulder blades in together. Don't forget to breathe. And reverse. Dropping those shoulders forward. Stretching up. All right, let's go ahead and stretch now the top parts of our feet, stuff that we don't normally stretch. So we're going to go ahead and place your hands onto your hips. We're going to go ahead and plant your top of your right toes curled under. Take that right hand, reach that hand up and over, press a little bit more weight into that top part of your leg. And bring that hand all the way back down. Left side, go ahead and curl those toes under, come to that top part of your foot. Bring that left arm up and overhead, stretching it over. Press a little bit more weight into that top part of your foot. And go ahead and come all the way back up. Let's go ahead and do one more each side. Coming up with that right toe curled under. Lift that right hand up and over. Stretch that side of your body. Stretch all the way down from fingertips to toes. And arm coming down. Left toe curl under. Left hand reaches up and over. Pulling those hips forward. Stretch from fingertips to toes. And all the way back down. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with this stretch with a roll down. Go ahead and stand on the side of your mat. Bring your arms up and overhead. Shoulders are pulled down away from the ear. Start nodding your chin in towards your nose, or your chin in towards your chest. Head and arms hanging heavy. Come down nice and slow. Feeling in that release between each one of your vertebrae coming down to the mat. Stretching and lengthening the back sides of your legs. Try to keep them as straight as possible. All right, let's go ahead and walk it out on your mat. Come down into your plank. We're going to go ahead and hold this first plank. Bring your chin in toward your chest, giving yourself a double chin. Lengthen the back sides of your legs by pressing down and through those heels. Or pulling our ribs in together, belly button up towards your spine. Hips down nice and low. Find that full body engagement. Shoulders are nice and strong here. Hold in for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and kneel down. Go ahead and widen those knees down out to the sides as you reach out into that child's pose. Sinking really heavy into that tailbone. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. Melting down even deeper. All right, let's go ahead and come up into a plank. We're going to go ahead and work on the right side of your body first. Go ahead and bring your knees directly straight underneath those hips. We're going to go ahead and lengthen out that right leg behind you, pressing back in through that heel. Left leg comes up and zips up right next to that right leg. And now we're going to go ahead and lift that right leg up, back behind you. Pull that knee in towards the chest. Lengthen back out those toes. Lengthen that body in towards the chest. And out. 3 more. Exhale as you press out. Inhale, bend in. Last one. Go ahead and lengthen back out. Go ahead and place that foot back onto the mat. Now bringing up that left toe behind you. Bring that knee in towards your chest. Keeping those hips nice and square. Lengthen back out. Inhale in. Exhale out. 3 more. And in. Last one. Place those toes back up. Zip up those legs back together. And go ahead and drop those knees all the way down. Child's pose. Now zipping those legs in together. Reach nice and long. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it back out. All right, we're going to go ahead and come down into swan. So go ahead and come all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Hopefully you guys can all see me here. I'm going to go ahead and turn towards you guys a little bit. All right, so your hands are down next to your shoulders. You're going to go ahead and take a nice big inhale here. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Stretch long in that back side of your neck. Press up away from that mat. Keep your elbows slightly bent. Zip those legs in together. Pointing those toes. Press your hips in towards the mat, but pull your belly button away. Get a little bit more stretch in that back line. Squeeze those legs. Inhale here. Exhale. Go ahead and come all the way back down. 2 more. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And inhale here. Exhale. Blow it back up. Pull those shoulders down away from the ears. Feeling those lat muscles engaged. Inhale. Exhale. Blow it back out. Come all the way back down to the mat. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Press up. Pull that belly button up a little bit more off the mat. Shoulders pulling them down. Lengthen that back line of your spine. And come all the way back down to the mat. Go ahead and place the right side of your face onto the mat and grab a hold of those legs back behind you. We're going to go ahead and stretch up and switch sides of your bodies. So we're going to go ahead and inhale here. Exhale, stretch up, pulling those legs out. Shoulders are down. And go ahead and come back to the left side. Face on the left side. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, stretch and pull those legs back. And come all the way back down to the right. Now go ahead and place your hands at your lower back. Go ahead, you can lace them in together. Bring your shoulders down to the mat. Toes are going to be flexed here. We're going to go ahead and kick that bum 2 times and then extending out those legs and arms back. So we're going to go ahead and kick 1, 2, extend back those legs, reach back in those arms. Bring that chest up off the mat and come down. Now the left side of your face comes to the mat. Go ahead and kick. 1, 2, stretch, point those toes, bring that chest up, and come down to the right side of the face on your mat. Go ahead and kick, flex those feet back. 1, 2, and stretch. Left side coming down. Bring those shoulders down to the mat, open up those elbows, kick twice, and stretch. All right, let's go ahead and bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to go ahead and press back into your child's pose. Reaching long into those fingertips. Nice little counter stretch here. All right, let's go ahead and stretch out, roll those wrists. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to side lying. Go ahead and lay down on your right side. We're gonna go ahead and lay all the way down. Place your hand facing the ceiling. You're gonna rest your head onto that bicep. Go ahead and bend both knees in together. Make sure that your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked, and slightly pull those ribs in nice and long. Your top waistline, go ahead and pull it away so that way you can feel a little bit of a gap underneath you here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and zip those legs in together. Go ahead and make sure that your feet are flat along with your back of your spine. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go into clam. You can go ahead and place your hand onto this top hip to make sure that it stays right where it is. We're gonna go ahead and open up the legs as far as you can, still keeping that nice square hips. And open, inhale, exhale, close. And open, keeping those feet in together, touching. And hinge, open, and close. 2 more. Last one. Go ahead and stretch that top leg straight out. And now we're going to go ahead and sweep. So you're going to go ahead and point coming forward, flex coming back. Coming back just far enough that you still keep that same hip line, and point coming forward, flex digging back into that heel. Point, sweep forward, inhale, exhale back. Inhale forward, 2 more. Last one. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open and close. So go ahead and bring that leg straight out from the hip. We're gonna go ahead and open as far as you can and close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Don't let that bottom rib drop down to the mat, and close. Inhale up, exhale, close. We're keeping those hips and shoulders nice and square. Feeling that stretch opening up in that hip. And open. 2 more. Last one. Go ahead and come out just slightly above that hip. We're going to go ahead and draw little circles here. Reaching long into those toes. Point those toes, reach and lengthen little circles like you're drawing little donuts. 3, 2, 1, reverse directions. Now coming up forward now. And up and around. Make sure you're still breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. So keeping those ribs away from the mat. Lengthen that toe out. Lengthen that top hip. 2, 1. All right, go ahead and bend that knee in. Go ahead and come up to your elbow. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a side bend. We're going to keep our legs in this nice zipped up motion. So pressing weight into those sides. We're going to go ahead and lift up those hips off of that mat. Pressing in through that knee. And we're going to go ahead and reach up towards the ceiling and then up and overhead as you pull that hip up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Pulling those ribs up away from the mat. And inhale, go ahead and come all the way back down. Exhale up and stretch up overhead. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. And bring that hip all the way back down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale, rest. Inhale up. Reach from your toe, your fingers all the way up through that hip. And back down. We're going to go ahead and now thread it. So in that same position, but we're going to go ahead and bring that hand directly straight up towards the ceiling. As we come up, we're going to do a little bit of rotation. Bring that hand down underneath the arm towards the mat. All right, so let's go ahead. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, under. A little bit of rotation. And then reach up. 3 more. And up. And exhale. And up. Keeping those hips up off that mat. Rotating down, feeling your obliques. Last one. Bring your hand up and rest that hip all the way back down. All right, so we're going to now move into a mermaid. Still going over to the right side. So our right leg is going to be forward, left leg is back. Sit up nice and tall, bring your hands out to a T. Find that sits bone. We're gonna go ahead and reach over to the left, feeling that stretch in that right hip. Bring it over to the right. Place your right hand down, reach your left arm up and overhead as you slightly bend that right arm underneath you. Reaching for fingertips now to toes, or bring your fingertips down to your hip. Inhale up, bring it out to a T, and reach over to the left with that right arm. Keeping those hips down square towards the mat, out to a T. Bring that hand down, left arm coming up and overhead. Reach up, pulling those ribs out away from the mat, away from that bent right elbow. And up. Come over to the left. Reaching up and over. All right, let's go ahead and do with rotation now. So go ahead and bring that right hand down. Left hand comes up and overhead. Now rotate, pulling those shoulders down away from the ears, looking at that right hand. Reach longer in that left arm, get a little bit more twist in that spine. Reach it nice and long. Take a nice big inhale here. Reach it back forward and come all the way back up. Now coming over to the left side, place your left hand onto the mat, reach over that right arm and rotate to look at that left arm. A little bit of a counter stretch here. Reach long with that right hand, shoulders pulling down away from the ears. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, blow it out. Come back and forward. And inhale, coming all the way back up. All right, let's go ahead and do that all onto the left side now. So go ahead and swing your legs around into the front. Go ahead and come down to the mat now. Placing your feet bent. Your feet are flat along with your spine. We're going to go ahead and come down and rest that head back on that bicep. You're going to go ahead and place your palm facing up towards the ceiling and lay it all the way down. Hand onto that hip, pulling those the bottom obliques away from the mat. And now zipping those legs in together. Go ahead and hinge open, keeping those legs together and that hip pulled away. And close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Opening up those hips. Inhale up. Exhale, close. How's this all feeling? Good? Feels great for me. And inhale. Exhale, close. Keeping those shoulders stacked and hips stacked. And close. 2 more. And open. And close. Go ahead and bring that top leg directly straight out from the hip. We're going to go ahead and point as we bring it forward. Flex, pulling that heel back. Keep those hips stacked. I know it wants to rock. If you need to go ahead and for balance, place your hand in front of you, you can. Point, sweeping forward for 3. Back. And point forward. Flex, pulling it back. Last one. Go ahead and point, sweep forward, flex, pulling back. So keeping those obliques out. It's kind of hard. You kind of want to drop it down, just kind of relax on the mat. All right, go ahead and point that toe. We're going to go ahead and open and close. Open, inhale, exhale, close. Point that toe nice and long. Reach longer in that leg each time you drop it down. And point. And flex. Feeling these top obliques crunch up just a little bit, but don't let those bottom obliques drop down to the mat. 3 more. 2. Last one. Drop it out just a little bit higher than that hip. And we're going to go ahead and draw circles. Doesn't matter what direction you start with. We're going to go ahead and go both directions. Draw those little donuts across the room with those toes, pointing and reaching. Feel a little bit of quads here now. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Going now the opposite direction. Point those toes and draw those donuts. Reach it along. Now I'm feeling glutes now that I'm going the other direction. And rotate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop it down. We're now bending both the knees in together and coming up onto that elbow. So we're going to go ahead and do that side bend series again. So we're going to go ahead and reach that top arm out. We're going to go ahead and bring up that arm. As you bring up those hips, reach it nice and long. Pull those hips up towards the ceiling a little bit more away from that mat. Take a nice big inhale here and drop it back down. Inhale up. Reach long, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, rest. Inhale up. Reach those hips up. Pull those obliques and those ribs away from the mat. And back down. 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale, reach it out. 2. Pull those bottom shoulders away from, that bottom shoulder away from the ears. Last one. Reach that arm up and over. All right, coming up into that threading position, we're going to go ahead and bring that hand up towards the ceiling. We're going to go ahead and come up. Bring those hips up and then pull it down. Exhale. And reach up. And exhale, twist. Shoulders down away from the ears. And rotate. 3 more. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, bring it down. And up. Last one. Reach that arm up towards the ceiling and bring it down, twisting here. All right, let's go ahead and come up into that mermaid position on the left side. So we're going to go ahead and bend that left leg in front of you. Right leg is back. We're sitting up nice and tall, finding that sits bone. We're going to reach those arms out to a T. Reach over to the right with that arm. Stretching it here. And reach over to the left. Go ahead and drop that left hand down. Reach over to the right as you pull those ribs away from that bent left elbow. And inhale up. Coming over to the opposite side. You can bring your hand right in front of you here. At least until we do the rotation part. Out to a T. Reach that right arm down, coming up and overhead. Pulling those ribs up. Shoulders are pulled down away from the ears. Pull away from that bottom elbow. Inhale up. Reaching over to the other side, exhale. Nice and long in these top side here. And out to a T. Now for that rotation, go ahead and bring that right arm down, or left arm down. Reach over with that right arm. Stretch here. And now rotate, looking at that left hand. Reach that right arm in front of you a little bit more. Stretch it along and pull those shoulders down away from the ears. Get a nice good twist here in the spine. All right, inhale back forward. We're going to go ahead and reach over now to the right side. Place your right hand down. Left arm coming over. And we're going to go ahead and rotate, looking at that hand. All right, let's go ahead and do that one more time. Go ahead and come all the way back into center. Come over to the left side. Reach that right arm up and over. And rotate. Reaching over. Shoulders are down. Twisting those hips. And up. And come all the way over to the right side now. Hand comes up and overhead. Rotate, looking at that right arm. Reach along. Let's see if you guys can reach up longer in that spine. Reaching up. Nice, good stretches. And all the way back up. Okay, so we're all done with that. Let's go ahead and come down into our C curve. So we're planting our feet hips distance apart. We're going to sit up nice and tall, finding that sits bone. We're going to go ahead and place our hands just on the top parts here, just for a little bit of balance. We're going to go ahead and sit up nice and tall like you're flat up against a wall. Now go ahead and start pulling that belly button in towards your spine. Really keep pulling it in like it's magnetically pulling you back. Your belly is starting to get heavy with a weight sitting on it now. Now pull your belly button in and up. as you hinge back to that tailbone, and now reach your arms nice and long. So your abs are fully engaged here. Now pull those shoulders back a little bit. You guys just feel those abs just totally just like kick on with the shakes? Yeah, earthquake abs. All right, so we're holding it here. Your legs, you are almost able just to float them off of the mat because everything is pulled back towards that tailbone. All right, go ahead and plant those heels nice and heavy. We're going to now inhale, bring that chest in towards your knees and you round coming up. Find that sits bones sit up nice and tall, reaching those arms out shoulder width apart. All right, we're going to go ahead and come down again. This time we're going to do a little bit more rotations, get into those obliques. So go ahead and pull that belly button back in to hug that spine. Come all the way back into that tailbone. Now place your palms facing down. Pull those shoulders back. Now we're going to go ahead and bring that left elbow back towards the mat. Reach and rotate into that rib. So you're pulling your right rib over towards your left hip. Make sure your knees are still tracking over those toes. Come all the way back forward and now rotate with the right arm. Bringing it back. Shoulders are pulled down. And rotate back forward. And left. Reaching it back. Inhale. Exhale, reach. One more each side. Bringing it back. And forward. Feeling those obliques. Go ahead and pull your chin in towards your chest. Or chin in towards your chest in towards your knees, and sit up nice and tall. All right, we're going to go ahead and come down again. So keep those palms facing the ground. We're going to go ahead and now pull that belly button back. Come all the way back. Hold this position. Now just drop that left elbow to the mat. Reach that right arm up in front of you. Rotate palm facing away from the body. And as you're rotating into that chest, we're going to go ahead and press back with the arm. Open up the chest. Rotate it over. Feeling this left oblique right now. Open it up. Go ahead and now palm facing up towards the ceiling again. Let's go ahead and come all the way back up. And round it down for the right side. So you're pulling that belly button back towards your spine. Come down into your C curve. Palms facing down. Go ahead and drop that right elbow. Rotate in those ribs. Left arm comes up. Pressing away from you. Open up those shoulders. Open up that neckline. Pressing away. Still getting that twist there. Knees are still tracking over those toes. And go ahead and bring that hand all the way back up. And reach that elbow up. Come all the way back up to that sitting position. All right, one more rotation with our C curve. So we're going to go ahead and sit up nice and tall. We're going to go ahead and pull all the way back. Pull that belly button in and up. Knit those ribs in together. We're going to go ahead and drop that left arm back again. Reach up with the right arm. Now your right leg. So we're dropped down with our left elbow, but our right leg is going to fully extend. We're going to now lift up that right side, arm and leg. Still twisting in those obliques. Get that chest opened up to the left side and come up. For 5. Feeling those abs. 4, 3. Inhale. Down. Exhale up. 2, 1. Go ahead and now plant that right foot back down. Rotate back in through center. Pull all the way back up to sitting. All right, now let's go ahead and rotate over to the right side. Work that left side. So we're going to go ahead and pull that belly button in towards your spine. Rotate that right elbow down to the mat. Lift the left leg out, keeping those hips nice and square. And we're lifting up, exhale. And lift. Shoulders are down away from the air, still twisting your chest towards the right side. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead now, plant that heel back down. Rotate back into the center. Pull that chest in towards your knees. And sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and lengthen those legs out. We're going to go ahead and do roll down. So if it helps for you to keep those knees bent, you can definitely do that. Take a nice big inhale here. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, start nodding that chin in towards your chest. Flex those toes back, looking at your belly button, keeping that little bit of space with your chin from your chest. Come all the way down to the mat. Reach your hands up, circling those arms back and around. Plant your hands down. We're going to now go into our bridging, which means that I need to scoot back down so you guys can all see me. Okay, so our hands are down on our sides. We're pulling our knees in, so our heels are directly straight underneath those knees. We're going to open up that chest as we bring our shoulders down to the mat, pulling those shoulder blades in towards your spine. You have a nice neutral spine here as you have that little gap in that lower back. Pull those upper ribs in together and knit those ribs in together. Pull that belly button in towards your spine, but still allowing for that small gap. Inhale here. We're going to go ahead and keep our toes first. Let's go ahead and bring our feet in together. Squeezing those knees and ankles in together, creating that midline to now be tightened up. Inhale here. Exhale. We're going to go ahead and imprint. Squeeze those glutes. Come up into your bridge. Shoot those knees up and over as you squeeze those knees in together. Our ribs are still pulled in together, feeling the inner thigh as you squeeze your legs. Take a nice big inhale here. Hold for 5, 4, 3. Pressing down into the palms of your hands. Shoulders are open. Go ahead now. Start softening up as you bring it down one vertebrae at a time onto that mat. Still squeezing those legs in together. Come all the way down. We're going to go ahead and do one more just like that. But this time we're going to pulse once we get up there. Inhale, shoulders are back. Exhale, go ahead and come up into that bridge. Squeezing that midline, squeezing those glutes. Hold up here, hips are nice and high. Dropping down just an inch and up an inch. Keeping those legs squeezing together. And exhale. 5, 4, feeling total inner thigh here. 3, 2, last one, and start sinking it down, dropping it down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Come all the way down to the mat. Let's go ahead and widen our legs now to that hips distance apart. We're going to go ahead and rock back onto those heels, flexing those toes back, and now let's go ahead and come up into the bridge this direction. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, imprint. Shoot those knees up and over. Pull those toes back towards your shins. Squeeze the glutes, wrapping that sits bone. Open up that neckline and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start sinking it down. Start off with that upper back, mid back, lower back, articulating it down to that tailbone. Let's go ahead and pulse this time. Inhale. Exhale. Imprint. Squeeze it up. Wrapping that sits bone. Come all the way up. Shoot those knees up and over. And now we're going to drop, hinging from the ribs. Dropping it down. So pulling that belly button in towards your spine. Press up. For 5, 4. Pull those toes back. 3, 2. Last one. Start sinking it down. Articulating nice and slow and controlled. Come all the way down to the mat. Let's go ahead and widen those toes. Your heels are hips distance apart, so you're just rocking those toes out. We're now going to our second position. So we're going to go ahead, keep your knees still tracking with your second toe, so your knees should actually have parted a little bit more. Placing those hands down, palms facing down, press down into that mat, open up that neckline, open up those shoulders, inhale, exhale, imprint, squeeze those glutes, lengthen up and over, wrapping that sits bone a little bit more, shoot those knees up and over, feeling still those inner thighs, holding where those legs are at, feeling those glutes and hamstrings, hold it here, pull those ribs in together, belly button to hug that spine, feel a full body engagement. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly start sinking it down. Woo! Feeling glutes. And drop it down nice and slow down to that tailbone. Come into that neutral spine. We're going to go ahead and pulse on this one. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and imprint. Squeeze it up. Lengthen up. And still keeping those hips right where they are in that nice square position. So keeping those glutes active. Press it up. We've got 5, 4, pull that belly button in, 3, 2, 1, and drop it back down nice and slow. Nice job. Go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest. Ooh, I felt glutes definitely on that last one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and now come into a single leg stretch. Go ahead and bring your head, neck, and shoulders up, resting up onto those shoulder blades. We're going to go ahead and reach that right leg out nice and long, but hovering off that mat. Go ahead and place your right hand in on the left knee. Left hand reaching out to that elbow. Or sorry, this is your ankle, not your elbow. All right, so we're going to point both those toes. Come up, pull that belly button in towards your spine, imprint your lower back. Take a nice big inhale here, and we're going to switch. So that left hand comes in, right leg on the outside, and switch, and switch. Keep those hips from rocking from side to side. Shoulders stay right where they are. The only thing that's moving here is your legs and the placement of your feet, your hands, and stretch, reaching longer in those toes as you come down, and switch. We've got 5 and 4. Feeling those abs as you pull that leg in. 3 and 2. Last one. Bend both legs in. We're going to now go into a double leg stretch. Oh, I got a little bit of cramp in the bottom part of my right foot. Okay, so point those toes. Bring up that belly button in towards your chest. A little bit of gap underneath your chin here. We're going to take a nice big inhale here. Exhale. Go ahead and reach out those arms and legs and pull it back in. And reach it up and pull back in. Each time you pull those knees in towards your chest, I want you to pull that belly button in and up a little bit more. And out. And out. 5, 4, 3, pulling that belly button in. 2, last one, reach out those arms and pull it back in. Go ahead and lower down your head. Give your head a little bit of a rock from side to side. Rock those knees from side to side. All right, go ahead and now place that right leg out nice and long again. Left leg comes up. Go ahead and pull up like you're trying to reach up or climb up that leg. Hover that right leg up off that mat. We're going to now do our scissor legs. Switching nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Keeping that belly button and that chest, belly button in and up and that chest lifted. And switch. And switch. Stretching those hamstrings as you pull that leg in a little bit more. And stretch. And switch. Pointing those toes. 3 more. And 2. Last one. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Rocking those knees again. Go ahead now, reach your right leg long again. Left leg in towards your chest. Pull that knee in towards your chest. Shoulders are down. Point long in those toes. Go ahead now, bring that left leg across the body. Bring that left shoulder down towards the mat. Get a little bit of spine twist as you bring that knee across your body. Bringing it back up towards the ceiling, switching legs. So right leg comes in, left leg shoots out, and just pull that knee in towards your chest a little bit more. Pointing those toes. Bring that right leg across the body. Right arm comes out. Keeping that right shoulder down. Bring it over. You can bring up that right hip off that mat a little bit, just get a little bit more stretch there. Go ahead and reach both your arms and your legs nice and long. Get a nice good pencil stretch here. And bring your hands up towards the ceiling, nod your chin in towards your chest. We're going to go ahead and roll up. Pull that belly button in and up as you slightly lift up off that mat. And flex those toes back as you round up and over those toes. Rounding, coming all the way back up to that sits bone. Sit up nice and tall. Reach tall in the crown of your head. And nod that chin in towards your chest. Rounding it back down. Hand comes up and overhead. Reach it nice and long. Round those arms out. And pulling those fingertips towards your toes. Flex those toes back. Round up and over those toes. Get a nice good stretch into those hamstrings. Stretch into that spine. And reach back, sit up nice and tall. Last time, coming down. Pull that belly button in and up as you come down nice and slow. Reach those arms up and overhead. Stretch. And bring your hands back and around. We're going to now bring it up into rolling like a ball. We're going to go ahead and bring our knees in towards our chest. Hold on to those shins. Take a nice big inhale here. And round as you come all the way up. Go ahead and come into that hover position where your feet are floating off that mat. Pulling those shoulders down. Back is nice and flat. We're going to go ahead and pull that belly button in as we take a nice big inhale. Exhale, rounding down. Coming back up to that tailbone. Still floating those feet up off that mat. Inhale here. 4 more. Exhale, rounding down. Coming back up. Nice and tall in that crown of your head. And round it back. And round up. Whoop. I got a little bit too much momentum on that one. And inhale, exhale back. And up. Reach up in that crown of your head. And back down. Massaging that spine. Coming up. Last one. Reach it back. And come all the way back up. Nice job. All right. Let's see. Next thing we're going to do. Oh, one of my favorite stretches. All right. So reach your feet forward. We're going to go ahead and bring your left leg up. Place your hands back behind you. Open up those shoulders. Soften up those elbows. Bring that right leg up and over. We're going to go ahead and rock from side to side in your figure 4 stretch. Feeling that stretching coming over from that right hip. I'm going to go nice and tall into that spine. Reach in the crown of your head. Just rock from side to side. You guys liking all these stretches? It's a way to get through the week for sure. And it's been a rough week, so yeah, today I was like, we're going to stretch this one. All right, go ahead now, place your right foot down to the mat as it crosses over your left leg. Bring your left leg back behind you. I call this my tight cross. So we're going to go ahead now, switch, crossing that left arm over your right leg. Twist the spine, sit up nice and tall. Feel that pull from that right hip a little bit more. Twisting up, sit up nice and tall, pressing against that right leg. Go ahead and come all the way back in. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. So now your right leg gets bent, hands back behind you, left leg comes up and over, and you can sit up nice and tall and just rock from side to side. Feeling that hip open up, opening it up. If you're really tight inside that sciatic nerve in your lower back, rounding up and over, kind of hugging that leg actually helps a little bit more opening up that hip. Just a little tip there for you. All right, let's go ahead and place that left foot down to the mat. Wrap that right leg back behind you, not sitting on it, but just next to you. We're going to go ahead and place that right arm across that bent left leg. And we're going to twist and sit up nice and tall. Maybe pop your back while you're at it, which actually feels kind of good. And hold this here. Stretching, sit up nice and tall. Opening up that left hip a little bit more. Getting that good stretch in. All right, go ahead, uncross. We're going to now go into our spine twist. So we're going to go ahead and open up the legs out to the side. Sit up nice and tall, flexing those toes back. Arms coming out to a T. And we're going to go ahead and take a nice big inhale. Exhale, twisting to the right, reaching back with that right arm. And come all the way back in, sit up nice and tall. And over to the left, exhale. Inhale through center. And exhale, press over to the right. Just twisting in that spine. Legs are anchored. Tailbone and hip and those. And twist to the right. Having that sits bone not move right where it is. Twist. Exhale. Inhale back in. One more over to the right. This time let's pulse it twice. Pulse. Pulse. Get more of a twist. Over to the left. Nice and tall. Twist. Pulse. Pulse. Back in towards center now for our saw. So flex those toes back. We're going to go ahead and come over to the right side. Bringing your left arm out towards that pinky toe. Coming down for 2 pulses here. Coming up, still rotated. Come back in through center. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that right hand out to that left pinky toe. 2 times. Rotate. And in through center. Over to the right. Left hand comes down. Over to the side. Stretch. I've got like the tightest hip flexors right now. And come over to the right, or with your right hand to the left side. And up. One more time, come over to the right. Sit up nice and tall. Rotate and come down. And up. In through center. Come over to the left. And down. And up. In through center. Nice job. Go ahead and zip those legs in together. We're going to go ahead and walk down those legs. Hold it down here. Stretch down. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Feel the stretch in that spine. Flex those toes back even more to get more into those hamstrings. Take a nice big inhale here. Round reset. Go ahead and bend your legs in for a nice butterfly stretch. So pulling those heels in towards your groin. Sit up nice and tall, pulling those knees down towards the mat. Opening up those hips. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and press down. Walking it out. Open up those hips even a little bit more. And go ahead and round as you come all the way back up. All right, we're now going to go into a runner stretch. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with our kneeling position. Oof, gotta fix my pants. Okay, so into your kneeling position, I have my feet, the top part of my feet flat onto the floor. I'm going to go ahead and come up with my right leg bent at that nice 90-degree angle. I'm going to frame my foot with my hands, keeping my back nice and flat. Go ahead and bring that left foot up, knee up off the mat, up onto the tops of your toes as they're curled under, and press down into that heel. Get a nice stretch into that calf. Stretch it back. Get a nice good calf stretch. Now go ahead and press in towards that bent right leg. Get a nice stretch in that IT band right here. Feel that stretch. And I've got full leg shaken. Go ahead and drop that knee down towards the mat. Place the top part of that left foot down. We're going to now rotate over to the right. Reaching that hand up and over your head. Twisting here. Open up the shoulders. Go ahead and bring it all the way back down. We're going to now come back up onto that left toe. And I'm going to rotate in towards you. So I now have my left leg out. And my right leg is kind of bent. If you need to drop it down to the floor, that's absolutely fine. I'm just getting a nice, good inner thigh stretch here. As we hold this stretch, let's go ahead and make it more of a stretch and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. I still have my left hand down to the mat to kind of help keep my balance. Stretch it up. Bending over just slightly towards that bent leg. Go ahead and bring it all the way back down. And now let's go ahead and switch the other direction. Be careful, don't fall. I almost just did. So now, I'm now bent to the other direction. Left leg comes up to that nice 90 degrees. Flat so my foot is down here. I'm going to go ahead and frame my left foot now with my hands. Come back onto that toe, pressing down into that heel, get a nice stretch in that hamstring. Stretching it back. A nice flat back. Head is nice and long. Hold that stretch because it feels so good. All right, let's go ahead and now bring those hips down towards the mat. Get a nice stretch in that leg. Still pulling that heel down towards the mat. Get a nice stretch in that calf. Stretch now into that IT band right here. Feeling it. And stretch. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but my right leg is shaking. All right, go ahead and place the flats of your foot down. Knee down towards the mat. Let's go ahead and rotate up towards the ceiling. Twisting, opening up the shoulder. And go ahead and bring it all the way down to the mat. Now I'm going to go ahead and twist and rotate towards you. I've got still this leg hovered and I'm kind of sitting onto that heel. I'm reaching my right leg nice and long. Left hand comes down, or right arm comes down to the mat. And I'm going to reach that left arm over, just slightly bending across that extended leg. Get a nice, good inner thigh stretch. Again, if you need to come down with that foot onto the, or your left foot onto the floor to help with that balance, you can. If it's just too much to bend up. All right, go ahead now, come up, all the way to that standing position. Shake out those legs, shake out those toes. Stand with your feet hips distance apart. We're gonna make some snow angels. Inhale, bring your hands up towards the ceiling. Palms facing down. Press down, shoulders down. Reach it down like you're going in through honey. Inhale, open up your arms. Reaching up, nice and tall. Press down in those hands. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Reach those hands up like you're pressing in together. Rotate hands down, pressing down, shoulders down. Last time, we're going to go ahead and hold our arms up. And round chin your chest, round it all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow, head hanging heavy, arms hanging heavy. Come all the way down to the mat. Lengthen the back sides of your legs, rocking from toes to heels. Just be careful you don't take a plant on your head. All right, let's go ahead and now slightly bend those knees. Come over with your hands over to the left side, still shooting that right hip back, keeping the hip square. Bring it all the way over. Get a nice stretch here. Walk it back in towards the center. Now coming over to the right side with those hands. Keeping those hips nice and square, stacked over those heels. Twist around. Come all the way back in towards the center. Grab a hold of your calves, bending down heavy into that tailbone, round the spine. Get a nice good stretch there. Start straightening up those legs, rounding up that spine. Come all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. 3 shoulder rolls, pulling it back. 2, 3, inhale, arms up. Heavy into those heels, reach up towards the ceiling. Bring those shoulders down and arms down. Woo! Feeling good. Thank you guys so much for joining me for that nice class, stretching our body. I hope you guys feel as good as I do right now. I really appreciate all of your guys' support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys on Sunday. If you have any comments or anything you guys like to see in classes, please comment down below, like and share with all of your friends, and I will see you guys later. I love you all. Have a good night.